Hey, how y'all doing? We're gonna be going over we're gonna be continuing in our Bible study throughout the New Testament, finishing the New Testament. We're gonna be in Matthew 2, 1 through 12 today, going over the Magi's visit to Jesus, the Messiah. So, verse 1. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star, and it rose, and we have come to worship him." So there's some important things we have to acknowledge in this verse. So Jesus, he was not born in 0 AD or 1 AD or 1 AD, like how a lot of people would like to think, because, the timeline, it matches up almost good. But King Herod, he died in 6 BC, I believe. So that means Jesus, he was born before 6 BC. So yeah, it's interesting looking at that. But they asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews?" Another title for the Messiah. "We saw his star when it rose, and we have come to worship him." So this worship, it's prosynkuneson in the Greek. Now, what does prosynkuneson mean? It's used as like bowing down to show reverence towards somebody, and it's almost always towards God. So this is a clear sign, evidence of Jesus' divinity in the Gospels. They wanted to worship him. They had the intent on worshiping him, which opens up the possibility: did the Jews view the Messiah as someone worthy of worship? I'm going to leave that question open for speculation, whatever y'all think. Verse 3. When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. In Bethlehem in Judea, they replied, "For this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel." So let's stop there. Let's acknowledge this prophecy that they cited of the Messiah, where the Messiah was to be born, from Micah 5:2. Let's flip down to Micah 5:2. Now, I've heard like Tovia Singer, him deny that Micah 5:2 is actually a prophecy of the Messiah, which is extremely deceitful. But let's read it as it says it in Micah 5:2. It's the same, but pretty much. But it says, "But you, Bethlehem, Ephrath, though you are small among the clans of Judah, out of you will come for me one who will be ruler over Israel, whose origins are from ancient times." So that's similar to the title for God, the Ancient of Days. So if this title, this person, this Messiah, if he would come from whose origins are from ancient times, so he's pre-existent, meaning that this Messiah-like figure would be pre-existent. Now, you may ask, well, what's the proof that this is mentioning a prophecy of the Messiah? Well, I looked up Rashi's commentary on it. He was this Jew who lived around the medieval era. But let's see what he had to say. So it said, "But you, Bethlehem Ephrath, though you are small among the clans of Judah." Then he commented, "You should have been the lowest of the clans of Judah because of the stigma of Ruth the Moabitess in you." All right. Then the verse goes on to say, "Out of you will come for me," and then Rashi writes, "the Messiah, son of David. And so Scripture says, the stone the builders had rejected became a cornerstone," from Psalm 118, verse 22. Then the verse goes on to say, "whose origins are from ancient times." And then he cited Psalm 72, verse 17, which says, "Before the sun, his name is Yenon." Right, so that second part of his commentary, out of you will come for me, is what the verse said, and he made a commentary on it saying, the Messiah, the son of David, and so Scripture said. Yeah, so he's saying that this Jew is saying that the Messiah, the son of David, is what this verse is talking about. So yes, this is a prophecy of the Messiah. Don't listen to what Tovia Singer tells you or anything, because I'd trust the 1,000-year-old Jewish scholars based off of what Jews believe, not some modern liar has to say. Verse 7. Then Herod caused the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I may go and worship him." All right, so this shows that Herod seems to be a liar, because he had intent to harm the child, but he said, "So that I may go and worship the child." Also, this is showing that Herod, it would be socially acceptable for Herod to worship the child. Proof of Jesus' divinity. Verse number 9. After they had heard the king, they went on their way. The Magi went on their way, intending to bring Jesus to him. And the star they had seen, when it rose, went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. Then they saw the star, they were overjoyed. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother, Mary. And they bowed down and worshipped him. Another count of them actually doing it, worshiping Jesus, because he's God. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. All right. I think this was a fruitful Bible study. We got something out of it. This fulfilled prophecy of Mike 5:2. Yeah. And also the worship of Jesus, proving that he's God. So if anybody has anything to add to this, just comment it. We can talk about it, It's cool. Have a good day, y'all.